everyone. Welcome to another episode of QPOD by Testhouse, where you'll be hearing us discussing on interesting tech topics and the perspectives of our experts. I'm Alfie Christina, and I'll be your host for this episode. So, on today's podcast, we have with us Abhirami Balasubramanian, Senior Consultant Automation at Testhouse, and we'll be discussing on mobile app testing, its evolution, its key influencing factors, and so on. Thank you, Abhirami, for joining us today.
Thank you, Alfie, for having me here.
Okay, so without any delay, let me begin the session. So, to start with my first question for you, we are in the golden era of embracing more progressive mobile and hybrid applications. And in such a technologically enabled atmosphere, mobile app testing has become a critical affair. So, why do you think mobile app testing is considered to be leading in the market right now?
Yeah. So if you see, the number of mobile users is on the rise. So according to some statistics, by 2023, so we are expected to reach around 7.26 billion users worldwide. So no wonder that by 2023, so the number of mobile app downloads is being forecasted to rise to an nearly 258 billion. So today there are apps for every mobile device and purpose, and all of them depend on user reviews. So people will not miss any opportunity to leave a bad review. So be it performance problems, a poor user interface, or crashing. So we make sure to invest in mobile app testing. And mobile app testing is successfully growing day by day in this digital world to stand out in the market, right? So we have overflowing mobile apps. You should be able to build a user friendly, scalable, and high quality applications. So in the current scenarios, there are multiple new businesses that operates and sustain based on the mobile applications, right from WhatsApp, Snapchat, and even the gaming applications like Candy Crush, and even some mobile wallets that we are currently using. So, in fact, some e commerce applications have tried to build a strategy by leveraging these mobile apps. So, these apps need to be tested across various mobile devices and operating systems for confirming their compatibility. This will ultimately enable them to stay competitive and function seamlessly. So, it is definitely very critical for enterprises today since mobile apps are getting complex and there is a need for end to end testing, right from whether the application is downloadable effectively, working seamlessly, and gives the same kind of experience across various devices.
What do you consider as the key factors influencing mobile app testing?
So, if you see in mobile app testing, we have different kinds of apps, like right from native apps, mobile web apps, and hybrid apps. So native apps, for example, it is built for testing the mobiles and the tablets. And the mobile web apps, we use different browsers to access websites on mobiles via the wireless networks. And the next one is the hybrid apps, so where it is a combination of both native and web apps. So the key factors for influencing the mobile app, right? So we have mobile devices. So the mobile app testing is like a device testing approach. It is important to test the application in different resolutions, as I mentioned, different operation systems. So we have the mobile simulators, which plays a prominent role in testing mobile applications. So the mobile simulator is nothing but a software application that is built to function just like an actual device. So these simulators are very easy to implement, and it's a cost-effective option for testing purposes. Besides that, we have the testing which will be uninterrupted in a simulator with slow network issues, and the process just because becomes very faster and better. The testers can get full access and enable them to understand the behavior of an application in the local storage environment. So it also gives the ease of installation and boosts faster time to market. And we also have the cloud testing tools. So testing a mobile app is very challenging task as it involves testing on various devices and operating systems and several versions available in the market. So we have to test each of the functionality so that the app runs flawlessly on the platforms, like whether it is an Android or iOS. So configuring different testing lab is very expensive. So we have to implement the cloud based mobile app. So we have certain testing tools like Browser Stack, pCloudy, Perfecto, and the AWS Device Farm, which are considered to be the perfect solutions. So these are designed to test and interact with you, like the Android, iOS, or the web apps at the same time. So it also helps us in addressing the errors. So the errors, as in like how do we reproduce the issues on a device in a real time. So all this can be done using the cloud testing tools. And the another key important factor is like when we test the mobile applications under different network conditions to ensure the application's behavior. So it should be consistent with the challenging network scenario as well. So definitely the network conditions plays a key role. And we have the app performance. So you can check the application's performance via the automated testing to verify its behavior by applying load, stress, or volume. So we can do all this on to check the app performance. And definitely we need manual and automated test cycle. So it is important to test the native and hybrid applications via both manual and automated ways, so that we can quickly validate or identify the failure issues bugs through an automated regression test suite.
So, on to my very next question. Data is very important in any business, and by analyzing the data, you can make game changing business decisions. So, what significant role does security testing play in mobile app testing?
Yeah, rightly said, Alfie. So regarding the security testing in mobile app, right? So it plays a very significant and vital role. Why? Because all the popular mobile platforms provide security controls designed to help the software developers build secure applications. However, it is often left to the developers to choose from the variety of security options. A lack of vetting can lead to security feature implementation that can be easily circumvented by the attackers. The primary aim of mobile app security testing is to prevent fraud. Mobile app fraud is any fraud that involves the use of a mobile application. So the fraudsters make purchases using stolen payment credentials or compromised customer accounts, and may even try to hack the systems behind the apps themselves to gain access to the customer data. So with continuing rise in payments made through apps, they have become a lucrative target for the fraudsters. And also, we can use mobile app testing to prevent the virus or malware's infection, to prevent the hacking. So, and we have the encrypted data. So, what we think is encrypted data is safer than the actual data stored in plain text. But even encryption can be broken. So, the safest option for transmitting data is usually the tokenization. So this tokenization is actually you have to store the raw data in a secure and remote location and using a placeholder data to reference it. So if you take digital wallets, so which make good use of this technology, when you make a payment in this manner, the merchant receives only a randomized string of numbers, not your actual account number. So only the payment platform has the ability to trace it back to your card. So if fraudsters hack into your app and steal the tokenized data, they can't do anything with it. So the whole package of mobile app security testing includes data security, authentication, authorization, and hacking vulnerability, etc. So a comprehensive approach to mobile security might involve two-factor authentication to keep out the password crackers. So, tokenization to protect sensitive data from exposure, and smart fraud detection tools to terminate the fraudsters' connections as soon as they start engaging in suspicious activity.
So, what are the challenges in mobile app testing?
Yeah, so if you see in mobile apps, it's harder to test than desktop application. Some of the main reasons are we have an array of smartphones and tablets, features a wide variety of screen sizes and resolutions, along with diverse hardware configuration. The mobile OS like Android and iOS have a larger number of versions, such as like we have certain versions with respect to the OS.
So, how are AI and machine learning changing the mobile testing landscape? Like, how is AI making mobile testing tools more efficient?
Yeah, so definitely artificial intelligence and machine learning are we need to incorporate into any mobile testing tools. So what we need to do is in test automation, so has allowed mobile development teams to save time and resources spent on testing without sacrificing the quality. However, if the goal of the test automation is to reduce the amount of time spent on the tedious task associated with testing, then we need these tools to evolve some more. So, by leveraging the artificial intelligence and machine learning, mobile testing tools can provide more efficiency for development teams in the creation and analysis phase of testing too. The use of AI in the mobile testing is still in its infancy because the level of autonomy is much lower than the more evolved areas such as image recognition, natural language processing, and voice assisted control. However, we are already seeing new mobile testing tools that have adopted AI, provide easier test creation, simpler test analysis, and reduce test maintenance. So, currently, AI provided mobile testing tools employ visual locators to eliminate the need for these fragile selectors and provide a more robust way of targeting elements instead of the hard coded selectors. So, the visual locators identify elements based on their visual appearance. This way, even if the selectors for the elements change, your test will still work. Some modern mobile testing tools that currently use this feature are Apply tools, uh, Test AI, and Catalan. So, all these tools are based on the visual AI algorithms to identify the visual elements. And the other key factor why we need artificial intelligence is that the self healing test. One of the major frustrations associated with the test automation is false positives. That is, when a test case fails but there is no bug and the functionality that's tested is actually working correctly. False positives make automation tests less reliable, contribute to maintenance cost, and may consume a lot of testers' time chasing down bugs that don't exist. Because traditional mobile testing tools depend on an underlying application structure or model to test functionality, false positives are likely to occur frequently as the structure changes due to the flaky element identifiers or new OS versions. So, thanks to AI, some mobile testing tools now possess self healing abilities. These tools can automatically identify the change made to an element locator or a screen or a flow that was added between the predefined test automation steps. And we can easily fix them on the fly or alert and suggest a quick fix to the developers. So, there are certain testing tools which has implemented the self-healing technique like qmetry. So qmetry has the qmetry automation studio which uses the self-healing to evaluate the test status, identify problems, and analyze the situation and automatically suggest a solution. So we also have automated and intelligent gap analysis. So gap analysis in software testing is the process of identifying untested new code within an application. Currently, performing a gap analysis necessitates a combination of static analysis of all code changes and a dynamic analysis of all the current testing. So this is effort intensive and time consuming. So with AI, future mobile testing tools can learn how users are interacting with your app. If the if the system sees lot of people taking an untested user journey, it can alert you that there is a gap in your testing. So you can take care of it. So these tools will also be able to highlight which areas you should focus your testing sources or based on your user usage intensity. So this way, the teams will be able to optimize test coverage even with the limited resources.
So, with that, we are winding up this episode of QPOD. Thank you, Abhirami, for enlightening us on mobile app testing and sharing your insights.
Thank you, Alfie, for giving me the opportunity.
And thank you all for listening, and we will be back with another episode.